What if Napoleon hadn't lost at Waterloo? Would Europe have been forever changed? Today we delve into the hidden mistakes that sealed Napoleon's fate at the Battle of Waterloo. Errors often overlooked in history that led to one of the most dramatic downfalls in military history. Napoleon, a man who reshaped Europe with ambition and brilliance, faced his ultimate defeat on a rain-soaked battlefield. Could he have prevented this disaster? What were the key blunders that set him on this path? Imagine being in Napoleon's shoes. What would you have done differently at Waterloo? Stay tuned as we uncover the details of the battle that changed the world. And before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more epic history breakdowns. What if Napoleon hadn't lost at Waterloo? Would Europe have been forever changed? Today, we delve into the hidden mistakes that sealed Napoleon's fate at the Battle of Waterloo. Errors often overlooked in history that led to one of the most dramatic downfalls in military history. Napoleon, a man who reshaped Europe with ambition and brilliance, faced his ultimate defeat on a rain-soaked battlefield. Could he have prevented this disaster? What were the key blunders that set him on this path? Imagine being in Napoleon's shoes. What would you have done differently at Waterloo? Stay tuned as we uncover the details of the battle that changed the world. Napoleon's first unseen mistake wasn't a grand strategic failure, but rather a matter of timing. On the morning of June 18, 1815, heavy rain soaked the battlefield. Instead of launching an early attack, Napoleon chose to wait for the ground to dry. This seemingly small decision cost him precious hours, allowing the Duke of Wellington to reinforce his defenses and the Prussian army, led by Marshal Blucher, to close in. Had Napoleon attacked earlier, could he have changed the course of the battle? Timing can be everything in warfare. Another critical error was Napoleon's decision to split his forces. He sent Marshal Grouchy and 33,000 men to pursue the Prussians, hoping to keep them away from Waterloo. However, this left his main army vulnerable when Grouchy's forces were too far away to assist during the decisive moments. As the Prussians attacked Napoleon's right flank, his tired troops were overwhelmed. What could have been a tactical masterstroke turned into a deadly mistake, leaving Napoleon unable to fend off both Wellington's and Blucher's forces. Napoleon had always believed in his superiority as a commander, and rightly so. He had triumphed in countless battles. Yet at Waterloo, he severely underestimated his opponent, the Duke of Wellington. Wellington's strategic use of the terrain, positioning his troops on a ridge and utilizing reverse slopes, provided him a defensive advantage that Napoleon hadn't anticipated. Wellington wasn't just holding a position. He was outmaneuvering Napoleon at every turn. Despite facing great commanders before, Napoleon misjudged Wellington's tactical brilliance and resourcefulness. Failures of the Marshals. Napoleon's Marshals were experienced, but at Waterloo, they faltered. Marshal Ney, in particular, made several catastrophic decisions, including a premature cavalry charge. Believing Wellington's forces were retreating, Ney ordered a massive cavalry charge without waiting for infantry support. Wellington had tricked him. His troops were in defensive squares, not fleeing. This failed charge left the French army vulnerable and disorganized. Napoleon, usually in control of every detail, couldn't rein in his marshals' mistakes that day. His empire, once held together by sheer will, began to crumble. Napoleon wasn't just battling Wellington and Blucher, he was also contending with his own declining health. At 45, he suffered from various ailments, including stomach issues and fatigue. Historians argue that these health problems slowed his decision-making and reduced his ability to react to the rapidly changing battlefield dynamics. His once legendary energy was dulled by pain and exhaustion, making him a shadow of the general who had conquered much of Europe. Could his defeat be traced back to his failing health? As the battle wore on, Napoleon's forces were already exhausted. Then came the final crushing blow, the arrival of the Prussian army. Marshal Blucher's men, after marching tirelessly to join Wellington, struck Napoleon's right flank. The French army, already stretched thin, couldn't withstand the combined forces of the Prussians and British. Napoleon's Grande Armée began to disintegrate, retreating in chaos. The once invincible emperor now faced the harsh reality of total defeat, with his dreams of a French-dominated Europe in ruins. Could anything have prevented this outcome? The Battle of Waterloo wasn't lost due to a single mistake. It was a series of miscalculations, delays, and underestimations that led to Napoleon's downfall. From his hesitation to attack and splitting his forces, to underestimating Wellington and the Prussians, Napoleon's brilliance was undone by a string of unseen errors. His health and the failures of his marshals only compounded the disaster. If you were in Napoleon's shoes on that fateful day, what would you have done differently? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical insights and epic battles. Thanks for watching.